A selection from Tam O Shanter by Robert Burns. When chapman billies leave the street and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late and folk begin to tuck the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy and getting fou and unco happy, we think not upon the long Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sully sulking dame, gathering her brows like a gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. O Tam, hadst thou but been so wise as ta'en thine ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee well thou was a skellum, a blithering, blustering, drunken bellum, that frae November till October, a market day there wasna sober. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how mony counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advices the husband from the wife despises. But to our tale. A market day Tam got planted unco right by a fast ingle bleezing finely with reaming swats that drank divinely. The souter told his queer stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without may rear and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the flower, its bloom is shed. Or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Nae man can tether time nor tide, the hour approaches, Tam maun ride. The dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and sic a night he tacks the road in, where ne'er poor sinner was abroad in, wheel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg. Whilst holding fast to his good blue bonnet, whilst cruising o'er some old Scots sonnet, Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where ghaists and howlets nightly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapmen smored. Lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirk Alloway seemed in a bleeze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring Beau John Barleycorn, what dangers thou can make us scorn! With tippenny we fear not evil, with whiskey breath we'd face the devil. But Maggie stood sair right astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward to the light, and wow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance. Nae cotillion Brett knew frae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and mettle in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in the shape of beast. They skirled the pipes and gart them skirl, till roof and rafters all did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses that showed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrite sleight, each in its cold hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the holy table a murderer's banes in gibbet airns, twa spang-lang wee unchristened bairns, a thief new-cudded frae the rape, with his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks with blood red rusted, 5 scimitars with murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, by his ain son who of life bereft. The grey hairs yet stacked to the heft, with more a horrible and awful. which even to name would be unlawful. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleekit, till Carlin swat and reekit, and cooster duddies to the wark, and linkit at it in her sark. Tam kent what was what, fru brawly. There was a winsome wench and Wally that night enlisted in the corps, lang after kenned on Carrick shore, for mony a beast the dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook baith meikle corn in beer, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark of Paisley harn, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude, though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vaunty. To sing how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jade she was, and strang, and how Tam stood like ane bewitched, and thought his very eye enriched, till first a caper, sen another, Tam lost his reason altogether, and roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark. And scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied, as bees biz out with angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike. As eager runs the market crowd, when "Catch the thief!" resounds aloud, so Maggie runs. The witches follow, with many an eldritch screech and holler. Ah, Tam, they'll get thy faring. In hell they'll roast thee like a herring. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming. Kate will soon be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the key stain of the brig. There at them thy tail may toss, a running stream they cannot cross. But ere the key stain she could make, the fiant tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle. A spring brought off her master Hale, but left behind her own grey tail. The Carlin caught her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now what this tale of truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son take heed. Whene'er to drink you are inclined, or Cutty Sarks run in your mind, think ye may buy the joys o'er dear. Remember Tam O Shanter's mare.